Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm sorry. The computer is kind of far from me, the laptop, so I'm gonna do my best to keep up with the chat. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put it over here. Oh, comments. Okay, can y'all see everything okay? Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I got two cameras so that you can see from separate angles what I'm doing. I haven't done any cake decorating in a very, 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 very long time. I had stopped doing it like when COVID or CBD-19 started, and I really never started back because I just kind of got in the swag of just not doing it for so long. So, I was like, people kept asking, inboxing, calling, texting, when you gonna start baking again? When you gonna start baking again? So this is literally the first cake, besides just cakes for my grandbaby's birthday or, something like that. This is like the first cake that I'm making for somebody else. You said it's good. Can y'all see me? Hi. I got the laptop high and leaning low so I can see over the cake. Oh, maybe you can see me right here. Yeah, you can see me better in the side camera. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. But you said it is good now. Don't worry about chatting. We had other than the decorating. That was it. The last video. You did the cake decorating. Also. Well, let's get started. For y'all cake decorators, or even the people who don't decorate cakes, you might still know that the first thing you do is, after you bake your cakes, after you level them out. Now, if you're really trying to make your cake fancy and put designs on it, and you know all kind of like uh do all kind of styles with the tip, then you gotta level your cake. But if you're just really don't care about that, or it's just a cake at home, a cake for your kids, and you're not trying to be professional or anything like that, then don't level your cake. But this is what a cake looks like level. You can see both um, directions of the cake, the top and from the side. So basically, when you bake a cake, you take a cake knife or a bread knife to level it off. I have a knife about this long. It's called Big Daddy, or Daddy something. Big Daddy. They make big cake knives, and you can buy them from any cake store, or you can order them from like Mango Sins, or somewhere like that. But the knife is real big because I also do sheet cakes. So you got to have a big, big, long knife to cut across a sheet cake to level the top off, because you always want it nice and flat, right? You always want it nice and flat. If your cake is like curving over, then the designs on the top of the cake, they could potentially slide on off. Slide on off. So after you put a little bit of frosting on your cake board, you set the first layer cake on the cake board. I'm up here. Okay, and by the way, this is Oreo cream cheese frosting. Special request. Homemade, of course. All my frostings are homemade. All of them. Whatever flavor, cream cheese, buttercream, whipped cream, whatever. Now, of course, no shade. If you're not, a cake decorator, or a, custom cake designer, as I like to call them, and you're just making a cake for your kid, just at the house, it's okay to buy those little containers of cake frosting at the store. Even though I like them, I've never used them, but my mom used to use them sometime when she was, alive. But I like to make my own frosting. It tastes so much better. It's so much fresher, so much thicker, and there's no comparison to cake frosting that you make at home, homemade, to the kind you buy in the little, container at the store. And frosting is not that hard to make. I mean, some people look at it and think, oh my God, I can't do that. Frosting is not that hard to make. For example, this recipe for cream cheese, is it cream cheese? Oreo. Cream cheese Oreo frosting. Basically, depending on how many layers of cake or how many cupcakes you want to make, one cream cheese, like the 8-ounce block, a fourth of salted butter. Gotta have salted butter. 3 tablespoons of vanilla. 3 tablespoons of vanilla. 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. Always use the name brand CNH. What else? What am I missing? Oh, a fourth of salt. A teaspoon of salt. Is that everything? Oh yeah. And 3 tablespoons of whipping cream. See how easy that is? Whip your butter up with your cream cheese frosting till it's nice and fluffy. Then after that, you pour in your vanilla, your whipping cream, salt, whip that together, and there you have it. And if you need more frosting, you just literally just double or triple. So yeah, I have a lot of recipes that I use for frostings. But this is the first layer. Put a nice layer between the cake because ain't nothing worse than having a cake and in between the cake layers, barely into frosting. Now here's the second layer. Flip it upside down so it's nice and flat. That's how you do that. Make sure it's nice and even. See, I got my cake board sitting on my little Lazy Susan. You can see it probably better there. It's a Lazy Susan. They come in all kind of sizes, all kind of designs. But basically, they call it Lazy Susan because you just go like this. It helps you decorate the cake. But let's see. So we're gonna do the second layer. And also this cake is for my supervisor. For my supervisor. She has been literally, y'all, like no joke. I think I told y'all the other day. But she has been literally asking me to make her a cake for a year. And I was like, how am I going to start back baking after Rona when we so busy at work from all type of claims? And I had literally no time. I was working 12-hour days, with the main job. So now that it's kind of slowed down with work, I told somebody the other day, I think I'll make my supervisor a cake. So that's what I'm doing. And this is actually for her birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. And I'm going to look at the chat in a second. Now, one thing, just a little tip about your frosting. No matter what type of frosting you make, buttercream, cream cheese, you always got to make sure you put enough sugar in there. If you are going to be piping designs. If you're not going to be piping designs and you're just going to be just layering the cake, just putting frosting on the outside of the cake, then, you don't have to have the sugar the frosting so stiff. Like not too stiff where you can't put it in your piping bag and it won't come out the cake pipes or the decorating pipes, but stiff enough so if you make you some piping decorations, they don't fall flat. Especially in warm temperatures. Like when I make my frosting, even if it's like wintertime, I turn my heat all the way down. Because one thing about frosting, it can't get too, as far as like the climate, you can't have frosting, especially homemade frosting. Because homemade frosting is it's not as hard and thick and you know lumpy or bulky, or I don't know what words I'm looking for, as the the ones you buy in that little container at the store. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But hold on, let me get a little bit more on this side because this other cake layer that I'm putting on, I kind of cut it a little low on one side. And when you do that, all you do is the layer beneath it, add a little bit more frosting to the side that needs a little bit more lifting. And there you have it. Bam, 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 bam. Now flat your cake down a little bit. You want to make sure it really sticks to the frosting, especially when you're going to be, if you're going to be delivering the cake or, taking the cake somewhere. Like if you're going to a friend's house or, I don't know, baking a cake for church or wherever. I didn't bake cakes for church, nursing homes, friends, family, my kids' schools when they was in schools. I done made cakes for a lot of people, a lot of different people. So if you're traveling with a cake, you want to make sure that you push that top layer cake down into the frosting so your cake levels are sitting just nice and just settling in that frosting. Because when you're traveling, when you're driving, don't hit the brakes or somebody stop in front of you or you got to hit that brake. Shoot, if your cake is not secure, honey, that mug is gone. The layers are just gonna separate. Trust me, I've been doing this for many, many years. And I didn't have, when I first started off, I didn't have some dramatic experiences. And I'm like, how the heck did this happen? Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to do what do they call those things? Like basically things to keep you from making a mistake. Like you can give tips and things like that to do things better. What not to do. That's it. What not to do. Now the top layer, you don't have to have that much on the top layer because we are going to be piping decorations. So the top layer is going to have extra frosting on top of it anyway because we're going to be piping decorations. So your top layer, just make it as flat as you can. Have some cake on there now. Have some cake on there. Don't be shy, but you ain't got to have it all bulky on the top. And let me see if I can see your comments. You said, I freeze my cakes before I ice it, less crumbles. Oh, I don't freeze my cakes before I ice it. What I do is I ice my cake. Totally ice it. You know what a crumb coat is, Vibrant? If you said that, then you know what a crumb coat is. So a crumb coat is basically, which I do all the time. Y'all done seen me do it on here, and I'm going to do it with this cake too. A crumb coat, you just put a layer around the cake, a nice layer, not too much, just enough to cover every spot of the cake. Just a thin layer. You can see on the side here from the other angle of the camera. You can see I'm just putting a thin layer. Not too much, and I'm just spreading it around, just dragging it around. Because you don't want too much on that first coat. That's your crumb coat. And it's going to cover all the crumbs. And then if you have gaps in between the cake, stuff that frosting right on up inside. Just like that. See the gaps right there? I hope y'all can see that. Just stuff that frosting right on inside. And you usually always will have gaps somewhere in the cake when you're doing layer cakes. And all you do is just stuff the frosting in the side. And that's just adding more frosting inside the cake. But yeah, and then after I do my crumb coat, after I go all the way around and do my crumb coat, then I put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes. Yep. I put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes. And then I take it back out. And then I do the second layer of frosting. And sometimes, like if you're doing a white cake, like let's say you're doing a white cake or a yellow cake with like let's say chocolate frosting, you gonna probably see some of them crumbs from that white or yellow cake. So you definitely gotta do a crumb coat. And then put in the freezer for about 10 minutes. I mean, I guess you could do it your way too. That's just how I was trained. And that is the way most cake decorators, professional cake decorators, that's how they'll tell you. They'll tell you that. But again, whatever works best for you when it comes to the crumb coat. And again, I'm just applying it all the way down to the bottom. Just spreading it around because again, you don't want too much frosting on your first layer. You want it close to the cake because you're going to be putting another layer on there after this sits in the freezer for a while. Then when I put it in the freezer, I'll chat with you guys. Put some down at the bottom. And actually, with this cake, I did quadruple the recipe I gave you guys. The basic recipe would probably be good for like 12 cupcakes. But when I do layer cakes, I usually triple or quadruple the recipe because I be doing all kind of fancy designs and I need that extra frosting. So this is our crumb coat. Basically, and let me grab something real quick. Hold on, let me scooch. I forgot my little scraper. Makes it a lot easier. And then when you just spin your lazy Susan with one hand, scrape the cake with the other hand. Any excess cake, you just scrape it off into whatever your cake is in. Even that top off. And actually, after this sits for about 10 minutes, I'm going to add some more sugar to my frosting because when you're piping designs, sometimes you have to make the frosting first for the layers and for the crumb coat to go around because you don't want it too stiff with sugar because it's not going to be easy to spread it. When you have too much sugar in your frosting, too much powdered sugar, it makes it hard to spread it. So with this cake, matter of fact, scoot it over a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go around this one more time because I'm shifting the cake. See, y'all can learn all kind of things watching me, child. Learn all kind of things, all kind of tips. If your cake ain't all the way aligned right, no worries. No worries. Just take your spatula and kind of press down to scooch that cake on over. Because sometimes when you're frosting your cake, sometimes the layers might shift. And if you're not paying attention and get it when you need to, it's going to be too hard to fix. So there we go. Beautiful. 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 I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. All right. Okay. Now, as I was saying, After I put this in the freezer, I'm gonna push mute because I'm gonna turn the blender on, or my not my blender, but my KitchenAid. Well, I guess it is a blender. Yeah. Stand mixer. Oh, you know what? I be seeing some of y'all. No shade, no shade. I ain't even gonna say no name. But I be seeing some of y'all on here making cakes. And no, y'all don't be doing them all fancy or nothing like that. But y'all just be making cakes and putting frosting on it. And y'all be mixing the cakes with a hand mixer, mixing the frosting with a hand mixer. Child, do y'all know how much more you can do with an electric stand mixer instead of a hand mixer? Man, I'm telling you, mistake number one. That is like cake decorating 101. Buy a stand mixer, KitchenAid, something. Buy the cheapest one you can find if you have to. Sure. Buy a used one if you have to. But that hand mixer, that gets old. Now I'll be right back. Oh, hey, hi, LaShonda. I'm sorry, I had it on mute. I was talking to my son. My bad. But yeah, we got a smoke alarm detector going off because the battery changed. So I was trying to tell him he needs to change the battery. But yeah, I was it was funny because I was watching Just Kimmy like I don't know 3-4 days ago, and she was going off on somebody about them saying they can't they don't like hearing the sound of her smoke detector going off because she had been going live like several times over the course of days and stuff. And the alarm you can hear it every time she go live. And I thought it was mine. I really thought it was mine. Every time I turned to her channel, hold up, oh, they something to drink. Every time I turned to her channel, the smoke thing was going off, and I thought it was mine. So I'm walking around to my house and trying to figure out if that's my smoke detector, and it was hers. And then today, my smoke alarm starts going off while I'm doing this with y'all. So I'm sure y'all can hear it. So my bad. I'll have my son change it tomorrow because he's on his lunch break, so he got to go back to work. He came in the house. He just came through here, and I was like, "Why you off so early? Did you get fired? Did you quit?" He's like, "No, I'm on my break." But anyway, um, you guys who missed the first half of the video, I layered my cake. I put the crumb coat on the outside of the cake, in the middle of the cake, and you know how you do with your crumb coat when you first put that first layer of frosting, a thin layer of frosting around the cake. That's your crumb coat to conceal all the crumbs, hide all the crumbs, so it don't look like a hot mess when you're doing your decorations and stuff. So after you do that, you got to put the cake in the fridge for about 10 minutes, depending on how big the cake is. If it's like a 2-3 layer cake, 10-15 minutes. If it's like a sheet cake, maybe like 30 minutes, maybe longer because it's more cake. But yep, so I got my frosting right here. I refilled, put some more sugar in there, some more powdered sugar in there so I can do the piping. Because when you do your piping, you want your frosting stiffer than the frosting that you just applying around the cake, just to cover the cake. The frosting to just cover a cake, you don't want the first layers to be too stiff because man, I'm telling you, if your frosting is so stiff, that means you put too much flour on there. If you cannot spread it around with your spatula and it's just like flipping off the cake every time you try to spread it, too much frosting. If that happens, just add a couple of tablespoons of milk to your frosting, smooth it out. If that still don't help, add a couple more tablespoons of milk to your frosting, mix it up again. But the first layer of frosting that you put on your cake should always be smoother and not as thick as your piping. You said you never done this kind of cake. Oh, really? What kind of cakes you normally make? I make all kind of cakes. Like I'm gonna put my There's my child. Hold on, let me go over here on Facebook. Let me go to Facebook and find my cake decorating page. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna put my cake decorating page from Facebook. I'm gonna put it in the chat just in case anybody wants to follow me over there. And you can look at all my pics. I got like hundreds of pictures over there from cakes that I've done. So, yeah. I am loving these two camera things. So, as I was saying, you said pound cake or red velvet. Oh, I make both of those too. Red velvet cake with the cream cheese frosting child. Ooh. Go over to my click the link when you get some time. The link that I just put in the chat to my cake decorating page on Facebook. And it's like some plethora of different cakes. And if y'all looking for cake designs, like I know when you're not a cake decorator and you're trying like the first time to decorate a cake, check out my page. Check out my page. I basically freestyle. I basically freestyle. Um, but a lot of the designs that I do is a lot of designs that you can easily do. So, um, if you're thinking about experimenting with cake decorating, go to the store, the cake stores, if you got one near you, buy you some tips like these things right here. Oh, here's this camera right here. Buy you some tips. This is a 1M. 1M as in mother. This is a 1M tip. This is the tip that all cake decorators use to make rosettes. And you can make like 10 other designs with this one tip right here. Most tips for cake decorating, you can make like so many designs, different designs from one tip. So this is the 1M that I use for like my rosettes. Hey, Deanna, what's up? But we got several tips that I'm going to be doing today. We got the 1M, we got the 2D. And again, for those of y'all that's just coming in, sorry, the smoke detector literally, y'all know I was live earlier. I was live yesterday and the smoke alarm wasn't going off. So it literally just started going off. So I got one, two, the 2D. I'm also going to use the number 17, which is a star tip. And I'm going to use the number 12, which is a circle tip. You see that? I probably can't see it too well. Circle tip. And this is the star tip. But yeah, so we're gonna use like 1, 2, 3. We're gonna use 4 tips, 4 different decorating tips for this specific cake. Cam, you gone? I guess he is. But anyway, the cake is chilling in the fridge with the first layer of frosting on it. So I'm going to take it out in a second. I just wanted to stop and read the chat. Now, when I bring the cake back out, I'm going to push the laptop back down so you can see everything I'm doing on the cake. And then, of course, we have this camera on the side so you can see what I'm doing on the side, you know. But, yeah, I think my son left back to work. But I hate that. I hate those smoke alarms when they go off like that. It's so irritating. So, again, I apologize. And I don't even know if I got any 9M batteries or whatever those batteries are that they use. So I might have to have him pick some up tomorrow while I'm working. But anyway, I think it's been about 10 minutes. And I actually don't even think... Yeah, I can probably take it out now because it got cookie crumbles in it. So it shouldn't take that long to set. You said, oh, okay. But yeah, I know what I was saying. Oh yeah, about the decorating. If you're into decorating or think you might want to start getting into decorating cakes, even if you're just doing it for your family, your friends, your grandkids, nieces, nephews, even if you're not trying to take it to another level, like become a professional where you're selling cakes and things like that. If you want, go to my Facebook page. I got the link in the chat. You can look at, I got so many different cake decorations and cake designs just on my Facebook page alone. And of course, I follow a lot of cake decorators on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can also find a lot of other people out there. There's a lot of other people out there that do cake decorating. So you ain't got to just look at my page. But I'm just saying, if you're looking for any kind of inspiration, and matter of fact, if you go all the way back to the very first picture I posted on Facebook, I tell people this all the time, no shame, no shame. I posted my very first cakes on my Facebook cake decorating page. Some people won't do that. They won't show you their amateur work. I do. I did. And they still up there. So if you start all the way from the bottom, I was doing different cake decorations. The cakes tasted great, but the designs weren't all that. So the first few cakes you might see and be like, oh, okay, I see what she's talking about. And as you go through the months and the years and over time, you'll see like, dang, that girl, yeah, you know, practice makes perfect. Just like any other thing, any other skill, practice takes Practice takes perfect. What am I saying? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. You gotta practice, practice, practice. But okay, I'm gonna push the camera back down because I'm about to bring the cake out so you guys can see the cake while I'm decorating it. I'll be right back. Well, this cake is heavy. Okay. Alrighty. All right. So the crumb coat. Do I got the cake far enough down? Can y'all see it? Okay. Is it enough light? My glasses. There's like a glare in my glasses, so I hope y'all can see it. Okay. Yeah, I think y'all can. Okay. So I'm going to go around first. Matter of fact, hold on. I forgot my spatula and everything. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to scoop out a little frosting. And again, I apologize for the people who just came in. My fire alarm thingy just literally started going off before I start the show. So I apologize. So the first layer crumb coat, we had it sitting in the fridge for about 10 minutes. Enough time so that first layer is set and get a little stiff so that you can start doing everything else you need to do with your cake. And I have a lot of frosting to play with. Again, this recipe for cream cheese Oreo frosting, I said it in the beginning of the show. I also put it in the description. But I quadrupled the recipe because I'm going to do a lot of piping. And piping, of course, is the decoration, like the roses, the swirlies, whatever you see, on cakes that make them pretty. Just designs, basically. So I'm just putting another layer around the cake. Then I'm going to get it all smooth and stuff. And I told y'all before many times, when you're putting your frosting on the cake, just put it on the cake, child. Don't be trying to be all perfect just to spread the frosting around. Just put it on the cake. And then once you get it in every spot that you need, then work on smoothing it out and all that kind of stuff. Because most of the frosting that is going to be on the cake, you're going to scrape it off anyway. And I think those utility people are still outside my house. I was at home working earlier, and I saw some people from the utility company, the gas company, walking through my yard. And they was like putting those, those little flags they put in your yard. Like if you want to build or dig or something, they put those little flags on the little sticks in your yard. And they were spraying the yard, like spraying some blue paint. And I had that done last year when I first bought my house. I had it done last year. I documented it and blogged it and everything. So if y'all want to see those videos, they on there from last year. But I had my front yard dug out and dug down. They totally redid my front yard because it was a natural wreck when I bought the house. And the backyard was too. I did a lot of stuff on the backyard too. When I first bought it, I still got stuff I need to do because it started getting kind of cold and towards the wintertime. So we kind of stopped what we was doing. But the front yard is all done. But yeah, we have to have the utilities come out last year and put their flags. So my diggers and my landscapers knew where not to dig or knew how deep So when I saw them out there today, I was like, why is the utility company, what they about to do to my yard? I went out there and the dude was acting like uh everybody in the neighborhood is getting new main pipes or main lines or something. And he was looking at me like as if I was bothering him, like you on my property, motherfucker. Okay? Shoot, you on my property. Shoot, I understand you the utility guy and everything, but shit. If I ask you why you on my damn yard, you shouldn't have to have no attitude. I mean, come on now. And he was like, well, we sent letters. And I said, well, I checked all my mail, like, because sometimes I don't check all my mail right away. And I said, I went through all my mail the other day and I didn't see anything. And he said, oh, about 3 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, which camera can y'all see me? Can y'all see me on this one? I was like, okay. That was 3 weeks ago. Shoot, I don't know where that letter is. I probably didn't even read it. Probably didn't even open it. So I was like, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. You may continue. I don't know what the new pipeline would mean for me and my property, but or maybe they noticed that they're just old. I don't know. But they said they're doing it for everybody. So they got blue flags all through the neighborhood on my block, blue paint in everybody's yard. All right. It's time to really decorate. Really decorate. Now, if y'all really know me, can y'all see? If y'all really know me, y'all know I really love to decorate cakes. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to call it where's my phone? If I want to call it I want to start with this tip first. No, I think I want to start with my 2D tip. I don't know if I want to call it what do you call stuff that make you real calm or relax? Therapeutic. That's it. That's it. I think cake decorating is therapeutic. I really do. I really do. And it makes you really feel good when you decorate a really nice cake for someone. And I'm filling up my first bag here. Filling up my first bag with some frosting so I can start doing my decorating. But it makes you feel really good when you decorate a really nice, pretty cake and somebody is so happy with you. They're like, oh my gosh, it's too pretty to eat. I'd be like, you better eat that cake, Anime. Shoot, I don't know what you're talking about. You better eat that cake, Anime. I literally have people do that. I have people not eat their own cake, but they allowed other people to eat it. They're like, I just couldn't touch it. Oh my child, as much as you pay for cakes and all the supplies. I'm cleaning the board right now, y'all. Cleaning the board. So, cake you always want to get on the board. You just wipe it off with a paper towel. Because you don't want to bring nobody a cake or deliver nobody a cake with a messy board. So that's what we're doing right there. Smooth out this part over here a little bit more. Make sure your cake is smooth. That's good enough. I ain't got to be totally smooth, but smooth enough. So right now we're using the 2D. The 2D tip. And we're just right now decorating the bottom of the cake. We're just going to start right there. Put a little... They kind of make it look like... The tip kind of make it look like flowers. But not really flowers. Yeah, this frosting is thick. And when you're doing your decorating, can y'all see? When you're doing your cake decorating, make sure that your tip is touching the cake because you want the frosting to stick to the cake. So if the frosting ain't sticking to the cake, when you pull your tip away, the frosting still probably gonna be on your tip or sitting on the cake board. Okay. And then when I do get done with this video, I am going to, is that my son? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think somebody at the door. I'm trying to read the comments. I'm sorry. The screen is kind of far back. And I got this frosting got cookie crumbs in it. And one thing about when you're piping cookie crumbs through a tip, sometimes the cookie crumbs can settle in the bottom. So I got to get me a spoon or something to get the frosting out of the tip because it's cookie crumbs that settle down in there. And you just gotta take something, scrape it out. Scrape the frosting out. And then put your tip back on. But you said, let me see. Let's see. LaShonda said, organic. Yes! Smooth on eggs. Yep. Yep, lethargic. That's what it is. It can do that for you. And we're just going to do this bottom of the cake with our cake designs. And I'm not doing the whole bottom because I'm going to have some rosettes. I gotta make sure I save enough room. Down here, down here, down here. Yeah, I think I did enough. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna change my tip because I want to do some rosettes. So I'm gonna take off the 2D tip, take off the 2D, and I'm put on the 1M. 1M as in mother. Okay, and I think I'm gonna start from here. Okay. So I'm just gonna do some rosettes. Now when you're doing rosettes, you just push down, spin it around. That's it. Push down, spin it around. Push down, spin it around. See? Okay, I put a little more frosting in my bag. And again, apologize for the battery. Y'all can hear it in the background. I apologize. Tell me what to do. to get through to you. Okay, I'm gonna do a little rosettes on the side here. And again, when you're doing decorations, make sure you put the pipe on the cake. Otherwise, the frosting won't stick to the cake. So your pipe has to touch the cake. Yes. Who had that sound from the pipe? I'm gonna turn it around in a second so y'all can see. And actually, this one I'm about to do. I'm about to put this in the fridge for a second so I can stir up some more sugar in my icing. So 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna hit mute. So because I'm about to turn the blender on again. So I'm gonna hit mute. I'll be right back after I put some more sugar in my frosting. Okay, we back. Excuse me. Mm, that pop is good. Squeeze this softened frosting from this tip into here with the rest of the frosting. Stir it up with the thicker frosting. Then refill the bag. Woo, child. So what's the weather like where y'all at in y'all neck of the woods? It was like 56 degrees today, which was really nice, for Omaha. For Omaha, especially this time of the year. You don't ever know what you're going to get. Rain, snow, sleet, ice. You don't ever know. Okay, put some more rosettes on here. We kind of basically just curving the rosettes around the cake. It's like a little slant. And I do think rosettes is probably one of the most used, one of the easiest decorations you can do. Yeah. Put some more up here. Gotta refill my bag again. Coming along nicely. Coming along nicely. Yep, I'm gonna do this layer and then I'm gonna have it coming, just stringing around the sides. More frosting. Okay. Another rosette right here. I hate that sound the bag makes. It's like a because it's air pockets. When you get air pockets in your bag, it makes those sounds like that. And if you didn't know any better, you think somebody was having some internal issues going on if you didn't know what the sound was. Like, what is that? What's going on over there with that cake decorator? All right, some more frosting. Oh, and another thing, when you decorating these cakes and making all this frosting, working with all these designs, you gonna make a mess. You gonna make a mess. So if you got a lot of cakes to do, you might as well make one at a time, unless they all the same cake. Like if you're making a chocolate cake and then you're making a red velvet cake and then you're making a yellow cake and then you make, if you doing different kinds of cakes, I would just clean up after each cake. But if you're doing the same cake and using the same like ingredients and stuff, just try to clean as you go. That's the rule anyway. No matter what you're cooking, no matter what you're fixing, always clean as you go. But yeah, frosting will be everywhere. Powdered sugar will be everywhere when you're doing these kind of designs. And this thing needs to stay still. Okay. All right. So Get frosting all on my arm. Y'all, look at the board just spinning by itself. Okay, I see why I didn't have it level. I was like, what? Is there a ghost up in this mug? Jeez. Okay. Okay, this is going to be the last row. And it's going to kind of curve out like this. Curve out. Curve out. Because I'm going to put some other decorations over here. So, frosting coming out the other end of the bag on me. Oh, yeah. Am I missing any? What's up, Maverick? How you doing? You said, girl, we were black. We're used to it. White. Oh, yes. No, when I was growing up, I swear my mom and them, they would leave the smoke detector alarm beeping forever. You trying to sleep at night? I'm like, Mom, when y'all gonna change the battery? But yeah, this thing just started before I started this show. So definitely by tomorrow, it's gonna be another battery up in there because I can't stand that. I cannot stand that noise, especially when you're trying to sleep. Okay. All right, I'm almost done with this. Just make sure I ain't missing no comments. Where is my other tip? Okay, let me see. Which one is this? Okay. Oh yeah, I was asking y'all, how's the weather wherever you are? You don't have to say wherever you are, but you can if you want to. But you don't have to. Oh, I don't like that one. Take that on off of there. That was too high. Okay, let me try my other tip. But yeah, okay, so back to the weather. It's 50. 6 today. It's still really nice too. I'm surprised. Because again, we don't ever know what we're going to get here in the Midwest. And just last week it was snowing. So that's why I say you never know what you might get in the Midwest. Okay. Let's see. Do this little border. Matter of fact, I think I'll use my bigger tip for the border. What did I just say? The border. Yeah, because I think this little tip is too small for this frosting. Because this frosting got cookie crumbs in it. And cookie crumbs, depending on the tip. Matter of fact, let me wash this one out. All right. Gonna wash that frosting right out of the tip. Dry it off with some paper towels. Make sure the tip is all the way dry. But yeah, let me know what the weather is like where y'all at. Don't be shy. Is it hot? If you're down south, is it hot? Is it still cold? Is it rainy? I know one thing. I feel so bad for those people in Cali, boy. Now, I know what it's like to live in snowy, areas. I know what it's like getting snowstorms back to back, snowstorms every weekend. I mean, I know exactly what it's like. But for areas like that, especially if they're not even equipped with the proper snow stuff, like snow removal and things like that, that is just, I just can't imagine. Cannot imagine. And all that snow that they get in, and they don't even have like the proper stuff for the snow removal. And they getting it back to back to back to back to back. So I don't know. When it comes to Cali, I used to want to live in California. But I'm telling you, the more and more, I swear, if it ain't fires in California, it's floods. If it ain't floods, it's unexpected snow. And if you don't have like plows, if you don't have shovels, if you don't have the basic things to get rid of the snow when it does snow, you just gotta wait on the city. You literally gotta wait on the city. And that's literally what some people are doing. They just don't know when their street's gonna get plowed. They got cars under all that snow. I'm like, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. I don't know, child. I don't know. But hopefully, and then they already be dealing with flood, from the fires. They land already be like super wet. So when the snow melts, that just add more wetness to the land. It's just crazy. Just a mess. So yeah, I feel bad for the people in Cali. Y'all still there? I still got people watching me. I know it ain't that many of y'all here. Especially if y'all B sector fans. It's so much stuff going on in the B sector. So much stuff going on. I can't keep up. It was like what, 5 people live this morning, early in the morning. Even Kimmy was live early this morning, and Kimmy don't usually go live till like later in the day. I saw her live. Then I saw VS. VS was on several panels. Then that girl, the one who people are accusing of having some type of inappropriate relationship with Brooks' husband, Malik. I'm like, child, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Now, this I'm gonna stop here with this cake because the cake is for tomorrow. And I want to put cookies on the stacked cookies on the top of the cake, but I don't want to do that today because the cookies gonna be sitting in the frosting and they'll be like, not soggy but softened. So don't nobody want no softened, no softened, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, cookies on their cake. So one side of this cake on the top, and I'll show y'all the finished product tomorrow. But one side of this cake is gonna be lifted. It's gonna have some going around like lifted on this side, and it's gonna have like cookies in between different areas on the cake. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. So for right now, this is it. I'm gonna let it sit overnight, stiffen up. I always recommend you either make a cake the night before or you make it hours before you need it. So that way you can put it in the fridge and let the frosting really settle. Because one thing about it, like I always say, if you make a cake and immediately try to travel with it or something like that, the frosting is so soft and so fresh. When you're making homemade frosting, it's so fresh that cakes can, the different layers can slide apart because the cake be soft. The frosting is soft. So if you're going to make a cake like to take to an event, make it like, I don't know, make it like 4 hours in advance. And then let it sit in the refrigerator for some hours. And then take it out right before you go. And sit it on the table, wherever you're going to put it when you get to the event. And while it's sitting there, the frosting will start softening up. So don't be like, oh, the frosting's going to be hard if I put it in the fridge. Like, don't put it in the freezer. Just put it in the fridge. And take it out when you're about to leave. And then when you get to the event, set the cake wherever you want to set it. Unless, of course, you have, what am I about to say? Unless you have fruits or something like that. If you got fruit on your cake, definitely don't leave it sitting out too long. So this is not finished. This is not finished. I still have cookies that I got to stack on here. And I got cookie crumbs. Excuse me. Because this is an Oreo cookie cake. I got cookies right here. I still got cookies left over. So the cookies that are left over, and I got some crumbs. I got some crumbs still in my blender and my Ninja. So I still have crumbs because I'm going to put crumbs on here and put crumbs down on the side to darken up the cake a little bit. Because as you can see, the frosting is kind of dark because it has cookie crumbles in it. It has Oreos in the frosting. So that's what makes the frosting kind of brownish. And you can see the specks of the cookie throughout the cake. But it's going to be on and popping tomorrow. But again, I'm going to lift this side up, put more frosting up here. Tomorrow, right before I'm about to deliver it, and stack some cookies in there and then sprinkle crumbs all around the cake. So that is the cake right now. Who is that? Is that? Oh, that's Maverick. Hey, LaShawn said just hi. Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is it, y'all, for now. Hopefully, y'all can see it really good from both points of views because I have this bright light. Those big old bright video recording, streaming lights. Those big old camera lights that people use for photography. I got one of those to my side, and it is hot. So I'm not gonna leave that cake sitting under this light too long because, as you know, frosting when it's fresh, put it in the fridge. Put it in the fridge. At least leave it in there a couple of hours before you take it to wherever you want to take it or serve it. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little live, my little chit chat. Anybody else in here? Hold on, let me wash my hands. Let me put this cake up. I'm putting in the fridge. I'll be right back. Then I'm gonna wash my hands. Oh, it's so heavy. Oh my God. This cake is heavy as a mother. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let me wash my hands and I'll come back over here and talk to y'all for a little bit. Oh, I gotta clean up all this mess. Okay. Hopefully I can see my better. Can't see. Is that good? Yeah, you can see me. Okay, there we go. All right. So yes, I got lots to clean up here. Cake racks to wash. Oh, child. But this is my favorite board. I like to sit my Lazy Susan on here and decorate my cakes. This is my favorite board. I don't remember where I got this board from, but it's my favorite board. But yeah, so we got like not that much frosting left. Hold on, let me show y'all. Not that much frosting left. Y'all see over here? People to the side. Not that much frosting left, but it's enough. It's enough to get her done tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna scrape this on the sides. And I'll add a little bit more powdered sugar to it tomorrow to stiffen it back up. And then I'll raise that side of the cake up higher so I can put cookies in between different spaces. Oh, this frosting is so good. If y'all want to make y'all some Oreo frosting, even if you not like really good at decorating, you just want to spread it out on a cake or spread it out on some cupcakes. Again, I did put the recipe in the beginning, but I'm gonna put it also probably pin it in the chat or pin it in the what I'm trying to say, comments. Yeah, I'll put it in the description and I'll also pin it in the comments. Yep. But it's pretty easy to make. Get you some Oreos, get you some whipping cream, get you some 8-ounce blocks of Philadelphia cream cheese. And y'all done seen me. Well, a lot of y'all have seen me do cakes. I've been doing cakes for years on here. I do have designated cake decorating channels and Facebook and IG. But I like to use name brand products when I make my cakes. I know some people just be like, whatever's on sale. I know CNA sugar where we live is like $2 and I don't know, maybe 260, 280. Before CBD 19, it was like $1.99 at Walmart. Eggs, we all know eggs cost more now. Um, but still, I just can't, but no judging, people who like to use off-brand products or store brand products, but I just like my name brand products. And it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just relax and let it flow. Don't rock that boat, baby. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm about to get around here and I'm going to clean up this kitchen. I'm going to clean up this kitchen, child. The whole house is clean, except for the kitchen is a mess. Because, like I said, when you making cakes, homemade, and making homemade frosting, you going to make a mess. Just clean up when you're done. So anyway, on that note, y'all, I'm going to get my butt off of here and clean up this old kitchen and go sat me down in that living room over there. Can y'all see my living room way back there? Sat down in that living room over there and pour me a little drink and watch me some YouTube or some television or some Netflix, Hulu, something. I don't know. But I think I'm basically caught up with everything, all my shows. Like Queen's Court, I'm caught up with that. Or am I? No, I'm not. Oh my God, I didn't finish Queen's Court. What's to call it? I'm caught up with what's that show I be reviewing? Okay, Power. I'm caught up with that because Power season 6 season 3 just started. Ghost. What's that other show? Why can't I think? Oh, BMF. I'm caught up with BMF. I'm caught up with Power because it just literally started. There's another show. The one with the drug dealer. Oh. Why I can't think of the name of it? Is it Snow? Snowfall! Snowfall! Ah! Y'all ain't no help. Y'all ain't no help. Oh, Miss Mom G3, I love me some Addit. Woo! Did whatchamacallit them get together yet? Them two need to get together. The teacher and I always call him Chris. Everybody hates Chris. Every time I see him, I just think of that, the Chris TV show. But I wish those two would just get together. They did share a kiss. But they need to get together. But yes, I'm gonna watch that too. Make sure I'm caught up on that too. But other than that, what's my other favorite shows? 911, the fire engine fire department show 911. Rookie Feds. I like Rookie Feds. And the other one with Angela Bassett. The 911 show with Angela Bassett. I can't remember the exact name of it, but that one too. So right now, those are my faves. And then of course, SW to the V and Escape. I am caught up with them too. So, but anyway, you say, yeah, they had a teenage kiss. Yes, it was so cute. But I guess I don't need this side camera on no more, huh? Let me turn that on. Oh, I love it. Having separate camera. Why I ain't never done that before? Now, see, my camera's sitting so high so you guys can look down on the cakes when I make the cakes. But now I got the camera lifted up, so now it looks like it's way above my head, and it is. Y'all see the kitchen. It's a little tidy back there, but in this little space where I'm decorating, it's a hot mess. So I'm gonna have to get off of here and I'm about to clean up. And again, I'm gonna grab me a drink and I'm gonna relax and watch me some TV or some YouTube. Again, thanks to everybody who joined me this evening. I appreciate you guys coming through. I know we didn't have a lot of people in here. Hopefully some people will come back and hit the replay. But you say you have a good night. Time for time to you, darling. Gotta run to CVS before they close. All right, my love, and you have a wonderful night too. And everybody, make sure you like and share the video, and of course, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And also, hold up, with my mouse. Find a clean spot on my board. Hold on. Okay, if anybody wants to be a blessing. Dang it, here's the tip. I was looking for the tip. Oh, I need some water or something. This is the tip. One of my faves. Dang, y'all can't see it too good. There you go. Y'all see it? Yeah, that's the tip that I'm going to use tomorrow to stack the cake layers higher. And then I'm going to settle some of these Oreos in the different spaces that I'm piping. So it's going to be real cute. I'll put the finished product, like I said, tomorrow. I'll put the finished product on my community wall and on Facebook and on IG as I normally do. So if y'all want to follow me on my cake pages, it's Tanya's Delights, Slice by Slice across the board. That's YouTube, Facebook, IG. Tanya's Delights, Slice by Slice. Every time I make a cake on here, I always put it on those pages, on those sites. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful night. I appreciate you guys again for joining me and keeping me company while I made that cake for my supervisor. And make sure you guys stay safe, be blessed, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye.